Say good morning. That's right, good morning. All right, let's change that diaper of yours. She's got the runny nose today. Let's wipe your nose too. Good morning. If you can't tell from my voice, my cold has gone right to my voice, so if you can't hear me, I am very, very sorry. I'm going to try to talk as best as I can, but you know how how that happens. Last night was a little bit of a rough night because not only did Grace get up twice, Mary also got up. We're in the process of finally moving Mary to her bunk bed, which we're finally making progress with that. And the reason we're trying to move her out of her crib into the bunk bed is we really need Grace to get into the crib. The night before, Sunday night, she did really well. Mary did really well in her bunk bed. She did wake up once, but she fell right back to sleep, no problems. Well, last night, Grace got up at 5 and she wanted to nurse and all that stuff. And then no sooner do I get her settled down, all of a sudden I hear Mary up, and Mary's closing the door, and I'm like, what's up with that? So Art puts her back in bed, but within a half hour she was back out of bed again. She was wide awake. So I did end up sticking her back in her crib because that's where she wanted to go. It feels safe to her, and put her there. She fell back to sleep and slept until I don't know what time she got up. I got up around 8:30, but it was just a little bit of a rocky night. But this morning, I am trying to follow along with my meal plans, and today on the menu is Granny's Delight. Now, if that doesn't sound scary, I don't know what does. But I found it on Sunday in the Fix It and Forget It Big Cookbook. If you guys have never heard of this cookbook, the More with Less cookbook, I would recommend it. I don't use it all the time, but it has some really good basic recipes and ones that are very inexpensive to make. So if you're trying to stretch your budget, that's definitely a good cookbook to try out. And I'm working on making some French bread out of that book right now. That's what I'm working on. But I've been having some problems with my kiddos, and I know usually Art and I don't talk a whole lot about consistency and rules and discipline and things like that. But I'm going to give you a little tip here that maybe will help some of you guys. This is something that we've discovered in the past year and a half that actually is pretty effective, and that is this. When kids are being very unkind to one another, in this case it was Lydia and Peter. No, Mary, you were fine. They were just not wanting to share a book, and there was just a lot of unkindness. I am in the kitchen working, so I'm having them sit together, and they have to hold one hand until they are kind and sweet once again. And this actually works very, very well when, the ugly bug has bit your children and they're just being unkind and miserable. The best way is just putting them together and making them hold hands. There's nothing that works better than this. And they're stuck together until you let them go. And as you can hear, now we have happy sounds instead of all the screaming and arguing that happens. So that's just one of the tricks that we've picked up. The main thing is for the parents to be consistent with it and hold to your guns. If you tell them they need to hold hands, you need to make sure they hold the hands for however long you set or until you say they're happy. And that really seems to have helped improve the spirit of our home, and not just, constantly mommy and daddy losing our patience because the kids are all bickering at each other. While my bread is kneading in the KitchenAid, I'm working on browning the hamburger for my dinner tonight. Everything's in the crock pot. I'm going to turn it on, let it cook. I'm going to actually cook this on low, not high, and see how it comes out. It smells good. It looks like a pretty basic goulash, but hey, if it saves me the dinner time rush, it's all worth it. If you've watched most of my videos on this channel, you know that I do a lot of cooking, and this recipe is actually an individual video on there. And it's my tomato soup, my thick and creamy tomato soup that is really a snap to put together. It does not take long at all. And it's raining. It's actually quite miserable today with all the rain. It's gray, and I'm just decided we needed something very warm and homey and chill, you know, warm you up from the inside out. So I'm making that soup, and I'll put the link for that up here or up here. One of these corners. I don't remember which one it usually goes in, but it'll be somewhere up there, and you guys can go and watch that video. And there's also will be a link to the recipe where you can print it out, because this is a must-have for your arsenal of recipes. Don't buy the canned tomato soup. I know those are really convenient, but if you really want something quick and absolutely delicious to serve, this is the recipe to go to. It really is the best. Let me show you our yard. Look at the mud. Just mud and yucks out there because the ground is still frozen. The rain can't absorb, and it's just really kind of icky out there. Like I said, it's a really good day for tomato soup. I was working on some editing this afternoon while the kiddos were sleeping, and I totally forgot that I had the French bread rising, and that needs to be ready for dinner. So I'm taking a break real quick here, and I'm going to start working on getting the French bread shaped and ready to do one more rise before I bake it. Into a braid. There it is. Looks pretty good. Now it just needs to rise. And I'm going to go back upstairs and work on my editing while this rises and then bake it. What do you think, John?
Pretty cool.
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it tastes really good. The bread is done. It smells really good. I really want to break into it right now. But we'll hold off, right, Gracie? Older kids are attempting to get sap out of our maple tree because it's so warm out. And I quote, John says there's tons and tons and tons of maple syrup coming out of the tree. And so I said, really, 2,000 pounds? He goes, well, you know what I mean, Mom. I said, you mean it's coming out like drip, drip, drip? And he goes, yeah, that's about the right speed. So we're getting tons and tons of maple syrup. But the kids are having a lot of fun doing it. And that's okay. Fresh air is good for them, and creativity is being used right now. Grace has been terribly clingy, haven't you? Yes, all she wants to do is ride on my hip. I'm not getting any of my work done. I'm trying. Well, it's not happening, is it? You know, oh, here's your nose again. All right, here, take Dangly Bells. Her favorite toy is Dangly Bells.
Hello.
Hello. We have a mouse problem. There he is, right there. Here he goes, here he goes. Did you guys see that? Alright, time to set the traps. We caught one mouse 2 days ago, and I thought that was the end of our problem. But then John yesterday said that he heard a mouse, and then he saw a mouse. And Art forgot to set the traps last night, so I was just walking out towards the back room by the back door, and all of a sudden I hear ch-ch-ch-ch-ch, and that's when I saw the mouse. So I've set the traps right there. There's one by that side of the refrigerator, and there's one on the other side of the refrigerator, right where he's been running, and hopefully we can catch them and get them out of my house. Not that I have anything against mice, because I think they're kind of cute, but I know they can carry a lot of disease, and with Grace running around, I don't need that in my house. So I'm sorry, the mice have to go. Look at that! I am going to have tulip flowers shortly. These are those paper whites that my friend brought over. Dinner came together very smoothly for the second day in a row, but like I've told Art before, my problem is never Monday or Tuesday. Wednesday it starts to go downhill, and then by Thursday and Friday I'm totally toast. I don't know why that happens, but it happens, doesn't it, Art?
Usually it does.
Yeah, every time. So 2 days we're good. I'll show you what I'll show you what we're having. It's a large green salad. This is the Granny's Delight, which is just like goulash, glorified goulash. And then fresh homemade bread, which you guys saw me all make earlier. We're sitting down to eat dinner, and Charity's helping serve. And Daddy promptly says, that looks like brains. Here, I'll pass the camera down. You guys can see what brains look like for dinner.
Not to be overly graphic or anything, but doesn't that look eerily reminiscent of brains?
That's making me not want to eat this.
Well, you just ate a cow's heart and you can't eat brains? There, that looks a little more appetizing.
I usually put pictures of what we're eating on my Instagram account. And if you didn't know I had Instagram, you can find the link in the description below. And I almost every night put pictures of what we're eating. As crazy as that sounds, you can find it there on Instagram. It's nothing special, it's just home cooked food.
Mommy, your bread is 10 thumbs up plus 100 plus it's a 10 to the 5th power.
2,000 million thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
That's cute.
So Art just said, we're supposed to look terrible. It's nighttime.
It's nighttime.
It's nighttime. Anyways, we're getting ready to hit the hay, but we wanted to say goodnight to you guys. It's 10:30. I was on call for a little while. Art tried to get a little work on the cabinets done, but
I got about 2 minutes before something happened.
one of Art's customers and the kids had other plans for us. So Art's still not feeling all that hot. I'm feeling pretty good except my voice, but hopefully we'll get over that. And we're going to call it a night. So,
Really bedtime tonight.
yep. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's vlog. Any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you like it. And share the video with your friends. And we will see you for our next vlog. Good night.